Well, if you're anything like me, you like to see over the windshield on your boat, and when I'm sitting down in the chair here, I feel like I can't see what I'm doing, so I always flip the bolster up and sit on that. But I tell you, after some of my trips being like 45 minutes to an hour long to get to where I'm going, and my butt's killing me on this, and I can't stand it. I like to be able to sit down in the seat comfortably, be able to see over the windshield. So this is a Springfield base on here, and finally hunted this one down, which I got to tell you, it wasn't easy. I will put the model number and the link down below, but this is a second generation Pedestal, and Springfield is apparently discontinuing a bunch of stuff, so I don't know what they're going to have. But anyway, this is one that it's not super fancy. It has a little lever you have to pull. I'm trying to do all this one-handed. Anyway, lever you pull up, and this will come up. Hang on, let me just do it. There we go. And you see it's got different positions to lock into place, and it's pretty secure, and you can definitely see it's going to raise me up. I'm hoping it's not going to be too tall. I think the bolt patterns are going to be the same, I'm hoping. And I'm going to go ahead and take this off and see if this will hopefully bolt right back down into these same holes. That would be very nice. All right, this turned into be a little bit more of a headache than I thought. I thought I could just take my impact and get these bolts out. That didn't help. So I went and got the heavy duty impact that you hit with a hammer, try to break them loose, and it shattered the bit. So we're going with the 3-in-1 penetrating. It did get one out. I think I'm just going to have to let this sit a day or two. I filled the top up with penetrating oil, and that was the only one that soaked down really quick, and that one popped right out. So I'm just going to let it sit for maybe a day. I'll come back tomorrow and see if that's penetrating oil's drained down there and loosen these things up. And it doesn't, I don't really get it. I guess it's because it's stainless steel. I don't see anything like Loctite or any type of corrosion or anything that would cause them to be this insanely tight. But I think I'm gonna have to get another bit for my impact here, and maybe just work them a few more times until I get this thing loose. But you can see it already going to have quite the lift on this. It's going to be about a 4-inch lift, even without extending any of it up. And I should have mentioned this is a Yamaha SX210. It's a 2018 model. This should translate for a lot of the different models that have the Springfield seat. This is a Springfield stand. I think this is a Springfield seat. I know this is a Springfield mount on the bottom of this. It's got the swivel slide and all that stuff. And to get it off the pedestal, you just had to loosen this up and then just work it until it popped off. That was easy. Man, getting these things out of it has been a bear. So it might take me a day or two. I wasn't planning on that, but nothing ever goes easy. All right, these have been soaking for a few days, and I bought a new bit for my impact, an actual impact one here. And man, these things are still tight. They've been soaking with some liquid wrench on them for about 3 days. So yeah, it's kind of, yeah, they don't come out easy, but they're coming. So let me get the rest of them out. All right, well, got it all back together and got it in here, and I can't get really far away from it, but you can see how high this is now compared to the wheel, which now I had to tilt it up. As you put the bolster down, it sticks out so far. I'm not used to that. And this is on the lowest setting. Now the highest setting is, let me see if I can do it. Well, I can't, but the highest setting will take the seat up above the steering wheel, somewhere right around in here. In fact, give me just a minute. I'm going to turn this off so I can move it. All right, now you can see how high this is and how much room you have between the wheel and the front here. It is, it's kind of crazy high. I would never use it. I would be using it on the lowest setting. I'm 6'1", my head sticks up above the steering wheel. I mean, above the windshield just fine. But this, this one might be a little too tall. Again, I'll put the link to it down in the description, and I'll let you know how it goes the first time I take the boat out. I think it's going to be pretty comfortable, but my legs are swinging. They don't touch the ground when I'm sitting on this, even with it in the lowest position. Let me get all the way to the back here so you can kind of get an idea how high it is. In fact, the back of the seat is probably about 3 or 4 inches below the windshield. So yeah, my chest is above the windshield with it sitting like this, and I'd almost need a little footrest mounted down here. So we'll see how this thing does. I'm happy with it so far. At least I'll be comfortable now with being able to have my head over the windshield. Unfortunately, I can't really go below it without hunching down with this particular pedestal on here, but I think I'm going to be happy with it. Again, the hardest part of this, I'm pretty sure, well, I know the bolts here are stainless, and I have a feeling what they're screwing into is also stainless, so it just kind of tends to seize. And there was no corrosion or anything on them. It was just hard to get them out. And like I said, penetrating oil on them for a few days, and new impact bit, it came out. So I think I'm gonna like it. We'll see. All right, a little addendum to this video. After looking at this, I decided the bolster was just gonna be too much with that pedestal. So with it, you know, sticking out that far, so close to the steering wheel, so I ended up taking the seat back out, and this mounting plate comes off the bottom with just 4 bolts in the corners, and then there's 2 bolt screws, Phillips screws, one here and one back there that you get from the bottom, and the seat cushion comes out. So it looks like all I have to do is take this Phillips out and that one out, and I think I can remove the entire thing. I'm going to try that and see how I like it. And like I thought, it came right out, and there we have it. Just a regular seat, no bolster in it. And this came out just with the 2, has this one bolt here that was going through and holding it, and then you just kind of flex this whole piece out right here. It's pretty flexible, and it just pops out. So I'm gonna put it back together, put it in the boat. I think I'm gonna like this much, much better. All right, I am much happier with this. This makes way more sense. My feet touch the ground. I can see over the windshield. It's super comfortable. You can see how much room now you have between the wheel and the seat. Actually, I could go forward a little bit with it. I've got it slid all the way to the back, but it can go further forward. And with that off, like I said, my feet touch the ground. I'm a lot more stable. It is super comfortable. So I'm way happier now than I was at first. At first, I didn't think I was going to like that, but taking the bolster off, that made all the difference in the world. Now I can recommend doing this, even though I haven't had it in the water yet. March, we're getting ready to go into boating season here soon, and this is one of the things I wanted to do. Again, taking these long boat rides sitting on the bolster, it just sucked. I didn't like it at all. So I can now recommend, if you don't like sitting on it and you like being above the windshield and being able to see, I highly recommend it. Again, links below, and enjoy.